Vibes, guys. We are back for another episode. Sorry, I don't know what's happening there, but anyway, listen. Make sure you grab your drinks, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, and all that good stuff, and make sure you stay locked in. We are pretty much going to get into it tonight. We have a phenomenal guest in the building, another phenomenal guest. So, listen, we'll be right back. So, you tune into Night Vibes. See you soon.
It's a cold, cold world that we living in. That we living in. Yeah. It's such a cold.
Good evening, everybody. It's your girl, the one and only, the Vibe Queen, Strong Jewel. You are now tuned into Night Vibes, and honestly, man, we've been doing so many episodes. We don't even count the episodes anymore. So I hope everyone's had a blessed week. Listen, we have a phenomenal show lined up. Super excited about this one. We have an absolutely amazing guest in the building. But without further ado, let me introduce my beautiful co-host, the one and only, the outstanding Dr. Michaela.
Hello.
Hello, honey. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How is your week been? I know we've conversed a little bit. I'm so glad your mum is doing better. Still
Thank
praying
you.
for her. How was your birthday?
Well, I spent it in the ICU with her, but
Aw.
with her being alive, it was like I was grateful. So I'm like, I'm grateful for another year. I always count my blessings. So
Amen.
I
Amen
will
to
not
that.
complain.
Amen. Amen to that. All right. So, listen, we're pretty much going to get into it. So, we have a phenomenal guest in the building. We have the one and only, the founder and CEO, the leading legend himself, Kano the Don, aka the Vibe King from the Vibe Show. Let's bring him on. Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
That was a
good.
great greeting. Hello.
I know,
Y'all look
right?
amazing.
Say that again.
Y'all look amazing.
What?
Thank
You
you.
don't look
You
too
look
bad
great.
yourself there.
I try, man. I try. I know I had to come on here, so I'm just like I got to make sure I look decent coming on here, man. Y'all be killing
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, how's your week been?
it. You really want to know?
I mean, that's up to you if you want to share it. Yeah.
Hey, you're here, so we know you're blessed.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I got more grades. Put it to you like that.
It's okay though. The grades are looking good, so you're good. I think it's like, isn't it true? Like, before we get into our topic, I just gotta say this. Like, it's different for men as men get older than it is for women. Men can like get gray hair and just look even sexier. Women, we get
Yes.
gray hair, and yeah, some of us can carry it off, but more time we're gonna dye it, right?
Oh yeah. Y'all look sexy.
Ah,
Great. I don't look good with tinsel.
you know what I think it is. I think we just come to a point. Some men, if we just get to a point where you just get tired of the dyes, you just say the hell with it. You know what I'm saying? The hell with it. I'm just going to embrace my wisdom and just call it a day, man. You know, you get tired of getting painted, getting your head painted, and getting up the fake line and
You said
doing
that.
the dyes and all this stuff. You just embrace your wisdom and call it a day, man. I gave
Y'all
up.
look debonair. You look men look debonair. The
Exactly.
silver and you look.
Thank y'all.
The aging seems to compliment men better than women to me.
Amen to that. I agree with that. I agree with 1000%.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've seen some. Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of women embrace their grays too, and I'm talking about, I've seen some nice looking women with rocking their gray hair. You know what I mean? And it looks pretty good.
Some do, but I'm saying, like, if we were to do a poll, not that we're going to, but if we were to do a poll, right, or wonder if there is one out there now with ChatGPT and everything, I wonder if anyone's done it to see what the ratio of people that embrace gray hair to dyeing their hair, you know what I'm saying, or wearing wigs and stuff. It would be interesting to know, but I just feel, I don't know. Yeah, some women do,
So,
though. Fantastic. But then,
so do you think that we are so far away from just embracing, the timeline? You think we all trying to cheat the timeline, and you know
I
what I
think,
mean?
I
Oh
think,
yeah.
yeah, I definitely think, yeah, go on, Dr. McKelly, you were first. I'll go after.
Oh yeah. I mean, I keep braids in my hair or locks or something like that. But I do have some gray. But I think with the advent of people wanting to look younger and there's so much plastic surgery, I think that a lot of women, some women really Jewel said, they rock the gray. Gray, I'm not. That doesn't compliment me, but I think that there's uh, just to stay ahead of the game. As women, we do a lot of things. Hair, Botox, coloring, and things like that, fillers. So yeah, so it's things. It's
But
different. Like
but
my
is
our
there
parents
ever a point?
traditionally.
Is there ever
Yeah.
a point where you just say, you know what, the hell with this? I'm just gonna
Um,
embrace me.
I'm gonna answer that. I think that depends on the individual. We can't really answer that for people. We can only answer that for ourselves, right? We can't really answer that for other people. But I feel like in the industry, I think it's very rare for people to embrace themselves. Actually, we are gonna get onto our topic with this one. So let me just say this real quick. I feel like if we go back into time, so our topic today technically is from the old times to the new, how do you adapt to changes, right? So I feel like if you look at the a lot of the older, legends and pioneers, movie stars, things of that nature, a lot of them have embraced their age, right, and haven't got certain procedures done and this, that, and the other. But then you also have some that have, and like we found out on our show the other day when we had Tamara DeBridge in the building. Obviously she's a celebrity makeup artist. I don't realize that, and I didn't know till watching on TV how years ago they did have Botox and things, but it wasn't as prominent as what it is today. So yeah, again, I don't know. I feel like today there's so much pressure on looking good, especially when you're in media. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. But yeah,
Mhm.
So you think y'all think it's a self thing,
yeah.
or it's a
Um,
requirement in the industry? Because I mean, some
mhm.
people embrace. I mean, I think everybody getting a little stick or two here or there when you got to be in front of the camera or whatever, that keep it all tight or whatever. But I mean, it's just starting to seem like to me that a lot of melanated women are starting to look the same to me. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
originality anymore where everybody had their own little look, their own little, you know what I mean? Like everybody's looking like Cardi B, now they all look the same.
Everybody does. Same body type. Yeah.
Yeah, the way they contour their makeup, to slim their
Hmm.
noses, and the way they look the same. There's a pressure. There's a lot of there's of course your sellability depends on your look, but like you said, they all look alike and they lost their individuality, and that's really sad. When you bleaching the skin and things like that, and when beforehand, they were accepted the way they were.
Right.
It was still accepted if they only realized that we love the talent. It's not so much the
Exactly.
aesthetics.
Yeah,
It,
we
it,
so far away from the talent now.
Oh,
exactly
oh yeah,
that
oh
again.
yeah,
Exactly. And that's why I want to go back to, like, let's do then versus now, right? Because like I said, from the old times to now, obviously things are moving fast. We're in a lot more fast-paced environment now. So let's go back. Let's take it back to, when we were younger, giving our ages away, but that's okay. Yeah, like the difference, like you say, let's talk about the industry first and foremost. Everybody was unique, everybody had their own look, everybody kind of had their own sound. There wasn't a lot of copycats, because I feel like now, it's very rare that somebody comes out and they are just, uniquely themselves. Like you say, like everybody kind of wants to look the same, sound the same, do the same. You know what I mean? So yeah, how do you feel?
I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, you know, it's to the point now, especially with the whole AI music thing now, that people embracing now. I just think that, I think we far gone with it now. And I hate the fact that we can't really decipher. You have to really, really be paying attention, because I've gotten fooled a couple times, with this AI music stuff or whatever, because it's damn near to the point where, and you kind of put me on that, Jude, where, you know, this specific individual, music, dating back to what I can't remember exactly, but had what, 8 albums, and
Oh,
all 8 albums are classics,
since 2024.
wow.
all AI.
Well, Ken, back in the game when you were rapping, well, that's when people had a message and the music meant something. It's like even now, look back, the 80, start like Sugar Hill Gang, late 70s, 80s, 90s. It's changed so much. It's like they all sound the same. They just the rhythm is the same. It's nonsensical. It doesn't mean anything. There was a message in the music. It was something that we could feel. It was a story to tell. Now it's just like, you fucking bitches, you getting high. It means nothing. It just means nothing. It all sounds the same. It's trash. When I get in my car, I listen to stuff. I listen to my own music that I listen to my playlist. I don't even listen to, and I'm wasting my money on Sirius. I don't even listen to it. I listen to older music.
Right. The ones that where you can remember times and eras and moments and music is supposed to give us, remind us about those moments where we hear music nowadays, we hear stuff from our generation, it automatically reminds you of a time, man, that was when we was, over here, or when we was doing this or this.
Nostalgia.
It doesn't give you that feeling.
Yeah, no nostalgia.
Yeah, because it's authenticity. I feel like authenticity, people have lost that authenticity, everybody. I feel like even when you feel like someone comes through now and you feel like, okay, there's a couple of people from England, and when I hear them, I'm like, they do take me back. They take me back to the era where, music was nostalgic and everything was a classic. And at the same time, it's like they still sound like, it's weird. Like they're unique to themselves, but they still remind you of someone before them. You get what I'm saying? Someone back in the day. You get what I'm saying? So you listen to them and be like, man, they're amazing. Yes, they're on top of their game and everything. But at the same time, you know who their influence is. You get what I'm saying? Like it's very, very rare that you see anybody come forward that is, and I'm not saying it's not possible, because there are some people out there, whether, some people that have made it and some people haven't, maybe they're finding their way, that really stand out because you couldn't even say they remind you of anybody. You get what I'm saying? Just
right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, authentic.
Even with the ladies, like it's like they're so tacky, look so nasty. It's like it's just trash the way they carry themselves, the way they dress, their message. I mean, it's nothing to look up to. It's nothing to applaud. But unfortunately, then I see women on the street emulating, some of these current artists, and it is trash. It's just trash. There's nothing feminine about them. It's a turnoff. It's disgusting. I hate what it's doing to our culture. First, it's Black people. I just hate that. I hate that.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like at these points as well, being in the time we're in now versus to how we grew up and where we grew up. Like this is what makes me feel content about not having a child and not having children, because I'm telling you right now, I would be banning certain music in the house. Like it's okay for me if it comes on the radio. I'm just here on my own and I know the difference. I'm like you, Dr. Michaela. I like substance. But at the same time, I do like a good beat. And if I'm working out, it's okay. If it comes on, that's cool. I'm going to work out hard to it, whatever. I'm not really bothered about the lyrics when I'm working out. You get what I'm saying? But when I'm in the car and I'm driving, yeah, it has to be something that's hitting me lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Casper in the building. He said, everybody wants to look young, but the older you get, the growner and wiser you stand out. I honestly think it's more of intelligence, preferably. Okay, yeah. So
I agree.
Grown, yeah, preference.
Because you look at musicians, R&B, and I'll tell them to go back to rap, because they don't have to be educated to be an intellectual. But that music, the lyric, that's pure intellect. That's lacking right now. You could take it made you feel a certain way. It would motivate you, even if the message was a little spicy, just like fuck the police. Still, that message there was true. There was truth in it. There was value in every message. There is no value in what's going on today. So it's not the same.
Right. At all.
And our kids and these young kids, they're digesting. These are our future leaders. These are the people that are going to be paving the way. These are the people that are going to be voting, although they probably don't. But these are the people that are paving the way for us. And they're stuck in this. I don't even know what kind of world they're in, but it's nonsensical. They're in a nonsensical world.
Yeah, and I feel like even like let's broaden it a little bit more. Even when it comes down to fashion, honestly,
girl, get me started.
Like, and I'm like, are you serious right now? And then you see young girls like 16, 14, And I'm just like, oh, there ain't no
What's
way.
up with the big wide leg pants now? Like I'm talking about the stupid wide leg pants now.
What's for you to trip over yourself? Like, seriously.
You can't even see your
Yeah.
shoe.
Yeah.
You own a pair, Dr. Michaela?
I have a jumpsuit that's cute, but you can see my stiletto underneath it. But it's not even just that. But I'll backtrack a little bit. I think the cover up. Now, I love a halter. I can wear a halter because I have a flat stomach. But I look at I look at some girls. I mean, like the huge, like nasty bellies hanging over. You got all your breasts mushed out. You got on your slippers and your bonnet. You
Your
think you look good.
bonnet.
You don't. Listen, I was visiting my mom in the hospital. I got in the elevator with two girls. One had a baby on the hip. They both had on pajamas, bonnets, and slippers. Their ass cheeks were hanging out in the hospital with a baby
Wow.
on her hip. I'm like, that's how you want to present yourself in public, y'all. All these female representatives that represent poorly, they got them thinking that it's okay, that it's acceptable to look like trash when you go out.
I know, that's crazy too.
Yeah, but actually, if it's too big, you look like a clown. I think it just depends on how it's styled. If it's, it can be elegant, and then it could be clownish. You know.
I like the work pants. Sorry, Kano. Like because I have like corporate like pants, and they're kind of how you see your jumpsuit is. They're kind of flare. They're flare. Yeah, they're kind of flary. They flare from the top to the bottom, but it's not an extreme flare. If you get what I'm saying. Like he's talking about like
Regular, it's regular bell bottoms. It's what it is.
I mean
I'm
about
not
this.
talking about.
About that why?
Yeah, I'm not talking about the ones where two people can fit in one leg.
Yeah, that's ugly.
What
about those nutcrackers you guys wear?
Man. But they're not just that. Men are wearing them though too. What's that? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, let's go back. Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Some of the things nowadays are okay, but I've always been a fashionista anyway because my mom used to make my clothes. Thank you, mom. So I've always loved fashion and been ahead of fashion anyway. So I always like class, man. It's cool to be sexy, yes, but just have some class. That's all. That's all I ask. Have some class. That's it.
Just a little splash of class.
A splash,
a lot of
dash, a splash.
It's like the eyelashes. You look like Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Oh my god, yeah.
The makeup. I swear, y'all don't stop over contouring where your nose looks like it's that thin, and it just it's
too much.
It is too much.
So
I mean,
hold up. I'm trying to understand something. So you're saying that it's actually makeup that you put on that makes your nose look smaller.
Yeah, what you do is they line a dark liner here on the nose. If I did it too, I could make my nose look like that if I wanted to. That's a makeup artistry. It can make you look like a totally different person. You can make the way you apply your blush can make your whole face look like a face. It just depends on how you angle your makeup. But you have to use what do you call those?
The contour.
The contour. It's called contouring. So you can contour. I can contour to make my big forehead look smaller, which I probably should. I have a big forehead. You can do anything, brighten your face. There's nothing wrong. Makeup should enhance. I don't think it should disguise you. You should not be unrecognizable.
You see that though a lot on the internet. You see women and you wouldn't even believe it's the same person.
Like
that's how amazing.
It's not fair.
And that's why some guys, that's why some guys they be saying that. They be saying on the internet
that's what I'm saying. That's how so far gone that it is right now. That's and I mean we're getting into the psychological part of it. Like, I mean, people are like really gone to the point to where you're afraid to basically be yourself anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're basically in disguise 24/7. And the crazy part about it is, when you get with somebody or whatever, you're not going to be able to keep that up 24/7 because I mean, eventually that person is going to see you out of your disguise.
Right.
Then what? I met you in disguise, and then I see you out of disguise.
Right.
And the nose ain't slim, the nose, you know what I'm saying, on Snuffleupagus. I'm saying, well, how do you keep it up? Is my thing.
Right.
How,
Yeah.
how,
I was like,
how long does it go on the disguise?
right.
Right.
It's
But
just
then,
different.
yeah, go on. Go.
Okay. I was like, you just, I think people, it is it's an insecurity thing. I think it, again, going back to what some of these celebrities these days look like, and they want to match that. But that's also just not, it's not really loving yourself, loving who you are, loving the way that God made you. And
Mhm.
that, if people gonna like you, I'd rather have someone like me for who I am, flaws and all, than
Mhm.
to for me to have to put on a, like you said, a disguise.
Exactly.
And it is what this is it. This is what you're gonna get. It's all you're gonna get. If you don't like it, that's just too bad.
And like
Right.
you say, it all comes down to self-love. And it's all mental, it's all again how everybody deals. It's however everybody deals with life and look at themselves and things of that nature. But I feel like, see, again, in comparison to when we grew up to now, like with me, I was obsessed with music, I was obsessed with like celebrities, magazines. I never thought I could do that, but that's not the point. But even me when I was 14, I put on, puberty, right? So I put on weight, and I literally thought I was really fat. And then I just got obsessed with losing weight because I was looking at these models in the magazines, and I'm like, oh my God. So then was losing a healthy weight, but then got to a point where my mum panicked because she looked at me and I was literally anorexic, like my bones were sticking out my back.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it was serious. And like when I look at pictures now, I'm like, damn, like my head looked too big for my body. But I'm just but I'm saying like I was able to come out of that, but I feel like I'm so happy that I grew up in that time and not now, even knowing what I struggle with. Just with magazines and looking at celebrities on TV and this, that, and the other in comparison to now, because now would be a whole nother ball game. Like I wouldn't even want to think, some of the things that I possibly, would have wanted to do to my body, when I was
I
younger.
was I was the opposite. My twin and I, we could not gain weight. When I graduated high school, I was 89 pounds. I was doing everything. Eating ice. I didn't gain weight until like after I think when I started medical school. That's when I think I know I got to 100 pounds when I
Hmm.
graduated college, and then by the time I got out of medical school, because I was cooking and eating and studying so much, and I got to like
Yeah,
130. I'm almost 5'2", so that doesn't sit well on my frame. But yeah, so it's yeah, it's just it's something. Even still, then there wasn't that pressure
exactly.
that we have now to look a certain way.
That's what I'm saying.
And I just wonder how a lot of men feel about it, because it's just that they look so weird. They
I
just
know.
don't. It's so unattractive. Just that it's like I think we carried ourselves differently. I mean, I'm not gonna say that all girls were ladies. Some were braids. I mean, I had a hot mouth when I was younger, but today is the culture is vulgar. Uh,
Yeah.
it's just
Mhm.
accepted to be super vulgar, and it's just a lot different. I mean, you get your girls that were rough, that would fight, girls that would, cuss, get down and stuff, but
Yeah.
uh, we
But not
still,
that now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's frightening. It's frightening.
It really, really is. It really is. Yeah.
It's
So
sad,
it
really
is
sad.
very sad. Very sad. And especially what's even sadder though is how social media just perpetuates the negative sides drastically. You get
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does. And don't get me wrong, there are many good points of social media, but when it comes to what we're talking about, when we were younger, we didn't have the social media there in your face every second. Like with me, it was magazines and TV. Even though I don't watch that much TV, but magazines, I was buying
Oh
Smash
yeah,
Hits and you know what I mean, the hip hop
oh
magazine.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then like all
And
this stuff.
17 magazine. I was all in the 17 magazine because I like
Yeah,
I like
like
the
my
girly
college
girls.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
It
some
almost
of
make you sometimes want to get off of social media sometimes, because
oh yeah,
it just be so much of it. You
it's
know what I mean? I
it's
think
negative.
that
it is.
it was a good tool. Yeah, it's just like it's so much. But the strange thing about it though is, you ever notice that all of the crazy stuff gets pushed to the max?
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
They push
Yeah,
it
it does.
all the way. It goes viral. It gets all the way around. It filters its way all the way through the internet. But somebody that's kicking some positivity and some love, and all of the good things that's trying to bring some good energy into the world, it just don't make it that far.
Right.
You know, I hate too
No
that they're
support.
highlighting
So
girls fighting all the time.
right.
That I mean, it's like what happened? What's wrong with being feminine? And even feminine, they don't. There's a difference between feminine and people think they're sexy. You showing your you showing your titties, you showing your ass. That's not necessarily sexy. And you see a lot
Right.
of women that have children and they just off the chain with it. I mean, what
Mhm.
happened to being like a Diane Carroll or something? Just being a soft and beautiful and sexy woman. You can be sexy without being looking like a hoe or act like a hoe.
Exactly. And there's a time and place for everything. Certain things are not the
Yeah,
same. You feel me?
right.
It's just like, shout out to Kanye and his wife, but like his wife is just on another
Uh,
level. I mean, that's just on another level. Like, I mean, kudos to her for that confidence, but I mean, hello. Hello.
yeah,
You
that's private
That's what we
topic. We don't need to see that. We don't
we
need to see
need
what
to feel that.
we don't need to see what Kanye has the privilege of seeing. I don't want to see it.
Man, they would
Exactly.
have they would have crucified somebody Melon that tried to pull that off.
Oh,
They would
Exactly.
have kicked him out the award show. You wouldn't even made it in the door.
Mm-mm, not at all. Not at all. So I want to ask you this question. Like, do you think the old school values still work in like this new school world?
I think they still hold up.
They
I
hold up,
still
right?
lean on a lot of old school values. Um, the ones that a lot of them, those values, I didn't understand, at an adolescent age, but now, being older and being more wiser now, those values still hold up to
Mhm.
me. I still stand on those values and principles. um, I think that they do. I think it depends on the individual, because some
Amen.
people just conform over to this new way of life, where it's just basically a Babylonian mindset,
Hmm.
where you just everything goes out with the old value system of what we all grew up on and was taught or whatever. All that stuff is out the window. You can be what you want, do what you want to do. I just think it's on an individual basis, from my perspective, the way I look at it. I just think that some people just getting with the new way, because they're trying to conform it over to, because we living in Revelations right now. You know what I mean? Like, we went through all of the chapters, and we, blessed to still be alive to be living in the last chapter
Hmm.
of the book. You know what I mean? And we're basically witnessing all of this stuff, and to some, it's just basically hypocrisy.
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you think about letting a man be a man? I think now, of course, they're equal. Now, I would say equal. Well, there's equal footing career-wise for men and women. Still, though, we don't get the same pay. But what do you think about the attitudes toward men? Before, a man, even if a woman worked, the man is the head of the house. A man held a certain amount of respect. A certain amount of respect. But now, what do you how would you feel about that? Because I'm
Well,
still old school. I'm thinking about
all of that was a strategic part of the plan. If you notice the shift in music, like, music, movies, television, when reality TV kicked in, the disrespect got perpetuated to a whole nother level, got propelled to a whole nother level. And it's all a part of an agenda based to conform
Yep.
the world into this new Babylonian state that we living in now, where where we flipping everything. Now we demasculating the men, and you know what I mean. Like, you pushing you pushing the Cardi B's, the Meg, the Stallions. If you listen to all of the female rappers that's out right now, they're all perpetuating the same agenda, getting
Yeah.
for the money. You
Hmm.
can't have none of this unless you know what I'm saying. It's all the same concept, same
Hmm.
concept.
Mhm.
And our younger girls or that's the era that they growing up in. It's no
Yeah.
more, love your man, be together. It's no more that anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And yeah, I agree. And you know what's sad about it too, actually mentioning about younger girls, like now younger, no, yeah, younger girls are grown up way quicker. So like when you see like the younger generation having children now, it's those children are a whole different level of child than what we were. You get what I'm saying? Like their life is like social media at like maybe 9 months old, 10 months old, a year old, 2 years old. Do you get what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, it's good to be able to set your child up for success. Don't get me wrong, because you don't want your child to struggle the way that you may have had to when you were young. But at the same time, like, where do you draw the line? Like, one thing that kind of gets me is when you see when you see young girls being pushed in front of the camera. Well, maybe, some of them, like, I don't know, they're so young, so you can't really, you're not really gonna know. But and wearing, like, again, clothing that saying a 25-year-old would wear.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. Where's the sweetness of a baby? You get what I'm saying? Playing with
You're
dolls.
right.
Kudos to the ones out there that maybe they're making music, but you still see them. Their family will put up videos of still playing with their dolls and their kitchen sets and things of that nature. But that is rare. It's
Yeah.
rare. Now
And
you
I would
see them
say
with Gucci purses, Gucci bags at
oh
like the
yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
just like, whoa, hold
And
up.
I go back to what you're saying about the way they dog men. What hurts me, especially for our black men, is you look. It's just like you never the knee can't get off your neck. You look from slavery and what we went through all through Jim Crow and trying to get our civil rights. And once we did get that, the implant, planting drugs in there to keep us down, the unfair imprisonment of black men,
Yeah.
uh, the unfair advantage career wise. And then here you have a culture of women constantly, it's like you can't win. You try to build a home, try to build a family. Then you have women are like, if you can't do this for me, I'm not that you piece of shit if you're not getting their hair done, if you're not paying for their nails, if you can't treat them like a baby and pay their car notes and shit like that. Black men have since slavery, you've been disrespected, and I just hate the way the culture, the way what I hear coming out of women's mouths, that black men are not honored. It sickens me. It really is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
it's it's really really bad. Like I
Mhm.
it's the disrespect now is it's on an all time high. It's on a whole nother level right now because you got to think, man. Like you know, your family and your household supposed to be your sanctuary once you step out into the world. You got to
Mhm.
already deal with the world and deal with the job and all of these things or whatever when you walk out into the world. Really, all of us, not just men, women too. Like once we
Mhm.
walk out, our home's supposed to be our sanctuary, our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be places where we those pockets where we feel safe at. But now
Mhm.
it's just like on a whole nother level now. You know what I mean? And all the way around the board, like the respect, that's man and women. The it's almost like what's that? It's like the word love. It's all been devalued over the years. I remember the word love. It was so potent. Back in the days, growing up, it meant so much. We had that as something that was just so precious. And now, as the years go on and on and on, that word is just been devalued so much to the point to where it damn near is extinct.
Mhm.
You don't even believe when somebody tell you that they love you or something
I
like that.
agree. I agree.
It
And
has
again,
no value to it anymore because if,
Absolutely
if it
not.
don't come with a Birkin bag or
exactly.
these type of monetary things that's attached to it, it's like that's what defines love now.
And that
Mhm.
is perpetuated again with the times that we're living in social media. Like it's perpetuated big
Social
time.
media has maximized it and put it on a whole nother level now.
Whole another level, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what's so funny about that shit is that I was working back. They're made in China. All of them are made in China. And all it requires is that if to say that it's made in Italy is that they put a stitch in it, and they can take a bag that's valued at $20 and sell it for $30,000, $40,000. That's what anything. If you're watching us, you better going online and buying and looking at replica sites and getting a replica because it's everything is coming from China. It's not worth it to buy those things anymore. I don't even you don't even care. I love a
But
great
does
shoe. I have.
that, but even that though, does it are at this level in this age that I am now? Does the brand, is it really that valuable anymore
It's
with the
not.
society and the way things are now and the economy and all that stuff now? It's like,
No,
they're still perpetuating that on
Mhm.
social media, making it seem like, if you don't have that, you're less than. But at the same time, shit real out here right now.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's
You know,
real.
I saw a story of the girl. She's a TikToker, and her thing was luxury brands, purses, and things like that. And she had to admit that she was so far in debt that she didn't have a place to stay. She was living in her car. She had to go live with a friend because her thing was like she's getting the next Louis Vuittons and Louis Vuitton shoes and things like that. And for what?
That's stupid.
For
So
what?
you rather have Louis Vuitton everything, but no place to live. And that's like people going out buying that to go out on a night out, but then their home is filthy dirty. They don't have like on. You get what I'm saying? Like
That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
it,
those are people taking selfies in their nasty bathrooms in nice clothes. Like your house looks like
oh my
shit.
god, yes. That's one of my peeves when people do that as well. Or they take
That's a
a
key.
and with a freaking toilet behind them. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
And see that's
yeah.
and see that's what I'm saying. Like that's what that's the space we're living in right now. You know
So
what I'm saying? And like it
yeah.
goes like going back to what you were saying, Jewel, about the kids thing or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You
They're
know what I'm
exploited.
saying? Like,
Exploited.
now everything is going viral. It's so, I'm trying to go viral to the point to where they extorting the kids now,
Mm-hmm.
because the kids in the pits, you
Yep.
already know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anybody getting a bag or whatever, but I'm just saying at the same time, I really appreciate and value, really being able to have a childhood and really be a kid, not even have to worry about all of that type of stuff. We
Same.
could go outside. We was
Mhm.
playing with our friends. I'm talking about they not riding bikes no more and flying
Mm-hmm.
kites,
Play
No.
computer games.
going out
And
riding,
making mixtapes,
doing all that stuff.
recording off the radio.
Doing a podcast now. I see a 2-year-old who has a podcast, and I'm not even joking.
No, no.
See what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like serious. I mean, shout
We
out
are
to his
robbing
dad.
these kids of their
Like,
But the
childhood.
parents are benefiting from that
yeah,
because
they
they
are
know the appeal. They know that that's appealing to us, and that we're going to watch. So they're
exactly
going to benefit from that money. It'd be interesting to see some years down the road if that kid gets a penny of that money.
right. Exactly. You know who I do really feel sorry for though, with how the times are evolving, like the older generation, because
Man,
it really like I meet so many of
man.
the older generation on the daily, and some of them I really take my hat off to them because they've mastered like these phones and computers, and then you have the other ones where they just have no clue, and it's
Right.
like some of them don't have
Yeah.
family either to show them. And in this day and age, if you're not moving with the times, you're getting left behind, like in a
Yep.
big way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah, I just feel like and today I wonder, like, are the majority of people struggling because the world has changed, or because they refuse to? Because it's that too, right?
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because some,
Hmm.
like I say, if some of the older generation can, why are the others not? And again, that's a case of they're refusing to, right? So I don't know, man. It's like total different time we're in.
Hell, I'm still trying to. I'm still baffled by a lot of shit now. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm just like, I'm paying attention to this whole war thing that's going on or
Oh,
whatever. I mean, shit getting real out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Oh,
really, really getting real out here. It's
it's
serious
really
out here
real.
right now. People need to pay attention to what's going
I,
on,
yeah.
because they talking about drafting people in the whole nine.
Yeah, I do.
40s. They get people in the 40s.
Yeah. They say what?
Well, we in
They
a
were
safe
thinking about
zone. I think.
drafting people in the 40s. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well,
I thought they
I
said
thought it was
18.
mother.
I
I'm
thought
like,
they
draft
said
the MACA
18 to
motherfuckers
18 to
first.
25.
Yeah. They're considering increasing it to 45, 46. Draft the MAGA motherfuckers. Draft the people that love Trump first. Get them first. Yeah. I bet they won't stand in line. They won't volunteer.
they want all draft the people that want to be on the street shooting, killing people because they think like they want to be gangster. Draft them type of
Well,
people.
the felons, they can't draft. They ain't drafting the felons. Go figure.
That's exactly.
Right. But I'm telling you, if Iran decides to hit us, it's gonna be. I mean, gas was $5 a gallon. So think about what's gonna happen 6 months from now if this continues. We won't be able to eat. If you don't have any money, if you don't have anything to draw from, or savings or IRA or anything like that, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna get starving.
Exactly.
It's already getting. I mean, everything's expensive now.
Right.
And you better be stocking up. You better be getting extra cases of water and things of that nature. Like it's no joke. I have people telling me like 6 years ago, warning me about this. Actually, I got warned this was going to happen even before I came to America. A friend of mine was like, "You sure you want to come? I'm telling you, things are gonna get crazy." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm already coming. I'm not changing my mind." Here we are.
Yeah, because of hate, because of people's hatred toward minorities. This is where we are now. Toward minorities and people who are queer. And here we are.
Yep. Yep. So like what advice would you have for people now, like with the way time is evolving, everything's moving at a much faster pace. Even time is moving at a faster pace than it did when we were younger.
It
When we were younger,
is.
we were in school. I don't know about you, but I'll be wishing the days away and they'd be taking a long time. Weekend would take ages to come. And now it's like the weeks are just whew, whew, we're already halfway through 2006 almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what advice, let's start with you, Kanan, would you give to the people out there right now in this day and age of how to adapt, and move forward?
I just think if you don't have some form of a prayer life, you're not gonna have any sanity right now. That's the only thing that's keeping me going.
Amen.
Like, my relationship that I'm constantly trying to get closer and closer and closer every day with that. It's impossible without that.
Yeah.
Because so much shit is going on right now. I'm talking about you got so many different things. It used to be one issue at a time they'll hit us with and let that manifest for a little while, and then no, it's 100 different things going on right now. It's all happening at one time. We got talking about look at it like this. Anytime anybody who's 70s baby, or I'm just gonna speak for my era or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it was a standard for you couldn't just be the fucking president.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
reality star. I'm saying that's how fucked up shit is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? You
Oh, yeah.
know you're in trouble. It ain't stopping nobody. These people are heartless at this point. So you just got to be prayed up because it's out of our control. You got to be prayed up and just make sure that you know what I'm saying. You could try to be the best version of yourself to try to please the higher power as much as you can, because we don't know what the hell gonna happen. Planes going down left and right. The airports are all messed up. They got ice at that. I mean, it's so much shit going on right now.
Amen to that.
It's true. I pray. Now lately I've been praying and asking God to increase my spirituality, to increase my relationship with Him, to remove everything that is not of Him, to make the crooked path straight. I want to be in line with God because I know that is the only way that I'm going to make it through this. That's the only way, is that I am tied to God, because what we're living in right now is purely evil, just down to the way that we represent ourselves as human beings.
Seriously.
Like, all of us, artists,
we're not even loving each other.
everybody, just disgusting.
Yeah. No, amen to that. I couldn't agree more. I feel like with this, we're in the time we're in as well, like the biggest difference aside technology is like speed and pressure. So like just going over real quick, like back then, obviously, when we were growing up, change happened gradually, and now like everything is just nonstop. So like, as well as, I second what you both said, like prayer is top priority for me every single day, like even through the day. Like I pray so many times a day, it's
Oh
unreal.
yeah.
That's a
It's
fact.
unreal. But I would say now, for just like some advice for people out there, like if you want to thrive now, you must focus on the things that you can change, not the things that you can't. I would say stay flexible, like, so you have to be like water, you have to go with the flow as much as you can go, you have to go, don't fight it, you know what I'm saying? You really have to just be like water, man, flow like water instead of being rigid, and just learn as much as you can. Like, yes, we talked about social media being a distraction, but at the same time, social media is there, so learn as much as you can. Like, and I'm saying, yes, you have to balance things, like stay in the moment, but stay alert to what is going on around you as well, because that's very, very important. But again, just again, stay prayed up, and just, protect your mental space as much as you can, as well as, like, take time out, meditate, pray, whichever you do. And yeah, that would be my advice to you. So, because, at the end
I
of
love what you said. Focus on things that you can't. Don't focus on anything that you can't control. I live by that. I so agree with you on that.
yeah,
You
thank
ain't
you.
never lying about that. Now, I tell my guys all the time, that's really, I'm finding myself just telling them that all the time. Man, it's the controllables and the uncontrollables.
Yep.
You can only control the controllables.
Yep.
The things that you can control, the things you can't control, it's just like you can't control that.
Exactly.
Don't work out. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Like I agree with that 1000%. My
Yeah.
thing is, just trying to mentally keep myself in a good mental healthy space from not flashing out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can only do that with prayer. You can only do that with prayer.
I'm really, really guilty of, and I'm really praying, and I understand why my grandfather used to be the way that he was, and that was back then. Like, he did not tolerate any foolishness around him. He didn't like you acting crazy, none of that stuff. And now I'm finding myself the same way. I don't like foolishness.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, you don't want that energy. That's bad energy.
Especially this color. I don't like to see us acting a fool.
Yeah.
Because we don't have as much time as we think we have. We just don't. So we can't afford to waste a minute on some foolishness.
Exactly.
And we can't have foolish people
Life
around.
is unpredictable. Yeah.
I feel like life is way more stressful now. So, that's very, what you're saying is very, very poignant, because there's so much stress already. Like, even, all right, just quick, I know we kind of wrap it up, but like, even if you have an issue and you're calling customer service, you can't even talk to anyone. It will take you over an hour and a half to get, you have to repeat yourself 50 times. Like, and then we wonder why people, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wonder why people crash it out sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're constantly stressed as people. It don't matter how cool, calm, and collective you are. This world, like what we're living in now, is going to test you, bend you, do everything it can to break you. So I think what you said is very poignant there, Kano, especially,
It's crazy when you really think about it. You find yourself enjoying being more alone nowadays than anything.
Yeah. I know, literally, just talking to God.
My peace is everything. Yeah, my peace is everything to me.
Yeah,
everything. I'm not putting up with any shit from anybody.
Amen.
God, I'm cool.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And I just want to say this to people out there as well. Just because, you see the younger generation on computers and things of that nature, it doesn't mean that the new generation is smarter. It just means that, technology's evolved, because you got to remember, with us, we didn't have technology, and we still did everything that they do. So I just want to say that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get it twisted on that either.
Right.
Remember how we used to drive and not have Google Maps and stuff, and you had to read a map?
I can read a map like nobody's business. Yes.
Man, I can't even fathom that now. I'm just sitting back thinking, like, how in the hell were we figuring it out?
Man,
Let's say
I had
something.
to go. I had to just quickly. I had to go on this when I was in England. Yeah, I had to go on this training for my job years ago, and it was in Birmingham, and it was 3 hours from where I live. I literally got the map the night before, and I was like, I cannot, like, I was not, geography was not my thing, so I'm like, I can't read a map per se. So I just sat down. I did bullet points. I bullet pointed everything like that I needed to get to. But I got there exactly in 3 hours. Did not take a wrong turn or nothing. So I'm
That's
telling you, like,
All of it.
crazy.
My dad knew
do that
every
now.
Christmas what I wanted when I moved back to Texas and I finished my residence because I used to do house calls. He would get me a maps go every year because that's what I did, because I would go far. I mean, far East Texas to see patients and stuff. So I would love. I mean, give me a maps go. That was like giving me a delicious ribeye. I was like, yeah.
I love it. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, Kano. It's been
Oh, thank you.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. Definitely a huge blessing. I know we work together too, so I appreciate that. I know you're very busy. And so yeah, let the people know what you got coming up. I know you got shows obviously coming up and all that good stuff. And yeah,
Man, I'm gonna let the people know this. Pray, pray. I'm gonna let the people know. Pray. We doing
amen.
shows and we doing all of this stuff, but on the real, like pray and love on the people that love you. Like
Amen.
right now is the time that we need to all be trying to pull together. I'm
Amen.
telling you, we
Amen.
need to be pulling together, loving on each other. Get that hate out your heart. Forgive people.
Mhm.
Forgive people. You know, make amends, move on. Don't harvest hate in your heart. Is
Amen.
what I want to tell
Amen to
people.
that.
Do
Yep.
not harvest hate in your heart. Forgive
Yep.
and move
Amen.
on. You don't have to forget, but
Right.
forgive people. Don't hold on to that stuff for years and years and years. Forgive
Mhm.
people and pray for people, man. Pray for more
Yes.
peace and more love in the world
Yes.
and
Amen.
love on your people while they still here.
Because
Because
forgiveness does not mean
it could all
reconciliation.
be, it could all just go tomorrow.
Amen.
So
Speak it.
love on
Amen to
people. You know what I mean?
Speak that
That's what I
truth.
want to say. That's what I
Amen.
want to say. If you want to
that.
follow me on social media, follow the Vibe Show 97.9 or whatever. You can see whatever we got going on over there or whatever. But I love everybody, man. Um, and I just I'm praying for more peace in the world. I'm praying that this war don't happen. I'm praying that a higher power come down and really enforce
Amen.
these
Amen to
crazy
that.
people
Amen.
that's
Mm.
running everything and pushing the buttons on it, putting the world in chaos right now for no
Amen.
reason at all.
Amen to
I
that.
just pray that it
Mm.
stops.
I stand in agreement with you, brother. That's my prayer too.
Amen. Me too. Get on that. I pray for
I
everybody
love
involved.
y'all, and I appreciate y'all for
We
inviting
love
me
you.
on. Super proud of what you guys have going on. I just think that it's amazing the chemistry you guys got, and I'm just looking forward to all the great things that y'all gonna have going on, man. I'm super
I
excited.
would love to do a history on you on another show so people can we could dig into your music history and how you started. I would love for us
Ooh,
to just
I
talk
got
about that
something
sometime.
juicy for that. I got something for that already. That's funny you should
All
say
right.
that.
I'm available for y'all anytime. I'm gonna make time for y'all anytime. Y'all
Thank
need me
you.
to do
Thank you.
anything for
Yeah,
y'all.
that's gonna be
I'm
good.
definitely there. I love y'all though, and shout
We
out
love
to
you.
all of y'all supporters and stuff like that. Thank y'all so much for supporting all of us. You know, thank you
Mhm.
so much. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper, man. Let me say this before I get out of here, man. But I just want to say, Casper, thank you so much, man, for supporting these queens. Casper has been
Love
a
you, Pat.
ride. Let me tell you something. Casper Casper has been in every studio. With Casper been with me in every studio, my music career. Casper is that's my brother, for real. That's my brother. I love him to death, man. For real. I love you,
We
Casper,
love
man.
who you love. We love you. I love you too, Casper.
Yeah, we love you, Cass. Thank
I love y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, we closing
you,
out.
man.
I know y'all got some closure. I want to hear what y'all got to say to close out.
I just again, I'm praying. Everything you said, I definitely agree with that. Definitely praying is the most important thing you can do right now. And I definitely want to pray for everybody that's involved right now. Like I haven't spoken to my family in 2 months.
That's
Because
right.
family in Iran. I got family around in Egypt everywhere. But
They
yeah,
have
so
no internet or anything right now, right?
say again.
They have no internet or anything right now, right?
No, and nothing. So yeah, so it's tough, but again, and I do pray for all the, the service members as well, and everybody, who has no choice
Amen. Yeah.
being drafted. Because it's just, man, we gotta pray. We I gotta pull together. The more we all pray for the same thing, the more, what I mean, the more,
Amen. Stand in agreement.
yeah, stand in agreement
Yes.
with, yeah,
And I agree with you. I agree with you on forgiveness, and I pray that. And you have to remember that forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, but forgiveness is freeing for you. And I pray for
Amen.
I pray for the people who
Amen.
don't like me. I pray for the people who dog me behind my
Amen.
back. I pray for them because that sets me free. That puts me on another level with God. So just
Amen.
do forgive it. Harboring anger does you no good. Let
Amen.
it go. Let it go.
Amen.
Amen.
So, amen. So, yeah, with that being said, thank you, my beautiful co-host. I love you. Thank you, Kano.
I
Love
love
you. Thank
you.
you, all the
Thank you.
viewers.
Love you too. Love y'all so much.
And listen, please, everybody, stay blessed, stay safe, and listen, like Kano said, man, let's just love on each other, man. More love, less hate makes the world a better place.
Amen.
And do unto others as you do unto yourself. And like Dr. Michaela said, forgiveness is for you. And I'm telling you, man, it's just let it go and let it be.
Amen.
Let go and let God. Let go and let God.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen,
Amen.
sis.
Amen.
All right. So we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Love y'all. We're
Love
out.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.